All right, so welcome. My name's Barney Kunze, and I am really excited for you to be here, those of you who are here live, and also those of you that might watch this after as a recording. And basically, I just thought, today, Jamie, my assistant team member, um, called me at like 2 o'clock, and she was kind of freaking out because she's like, there's like 80 emails in here, and I can barely keep up, and normally we're pretty good. Today I had an off day. Not an off day, but it was just an irregular day, basically, was what I mean by an off day. And so what I thought I'd do is I'm just going to go through and show you, because I know like we did this, there's this video on here that you're seeing right now, which, by the way, if you're not watching and you're listening, you might want to tune in and check your computer screen or your phone. And if you've lost the picture to see, I'm just on the Buy Now page where you can purchase the summit. And if you don't know where that is, you can just go to animalwellnesssummit.com and then click on Purchase the Summit, and that'll take you right to this page. So first of all, I'm just going to scroll down. There's three. This image is going to be really helpful to just look at. It's kind of like a legend to be used to kind of like look at what's all included in each different package. And it's just helpful because we do our best. Like I have this video up at the top that kind of explains the bigger picture, like why you would want to join VIP. And then there's this one down here that explains now three options. But we always find that there's usually a couple details that no matter how much we think we have it all put together, there's still little elements that need to be, or questions that need to be answered. So that's why when Jamie came to me today and said, hey, she's feeling like I need to do something like this to answer questions for you live. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go over the three options that are left here and clarify for which one might be best for you. But also, I'm going to take your questions. So I saw somebody, it's really weird. And welcome, Dawn. I'm not sure why it's asking me to add people. Usually you can just jump right in. But Dawn, for your benefit, I'm just going over the three packages right now that are available to you guys. So first of all, option number one, which is on your left, that's VIP. This is the most popular one, mainly because it literally gives you almost everything that we have to offer. And so it's $19.95 a month that you pay monthly for a year. And then you just essentially keep renewing from thereafter. But if you want to save 20%, then it's $197. And so tomorrow, that's the time of this recording, it's Tuesday, December the 4th, I believe, yes. That's when the price goes up to $297 or $29.95. So it doesn't mean, so to be really clear, if you, for whatever reason, can't, or you decide not to join right now, it's not like the door's closed forever. It just means that the price is going up. We don't actively directly promote it to our Animal Wellness Summit list. It's still there, but it just means that now is the best price that you can get. So what it gets is what it's included, basically the unlimited access to all the summit presentations. So there's actually 115. And hi, Vivienne. Welcome. So basically, I'm gonna jump into the membership site in a second here, and I'm going to show you. But basically, if I can back up a step, just bear with me. There's the three options that are left. So number one is VIP. That gets you access to last year, 2017 and 2018's content. And then it essentially gets you everything else that's going to be included. Platinum is for those of you who are in Young Living. I know some of you aren't, and that's totally cool. When I say in Young Living, it means if you're a member of Young Living and you're building the business or actively sharing Young Living with people actively as an interest, but you also have an interest in animals, pets and animals. And so we found that there was probably over 45 people so far that have went from VIP to Platinum because they had the Young Living membership, our what we call our YL Success Summit. They had a VIP membership there, and then they had VIP for AWS or Animal Wellness Summit, and it was getting to be a little bit too much. So then we had one member that said, why don't you just have one membership that we could just have one renewal, one monthly payment, and it gets us access to everything. So this is for the person who, if it's you and you're in Young Living, we've had 4 summits from the last 4 years, and I believe that there is 220 presentations around there, 220 presentations that are accessible through the app and the members area. And then in addition to that, you get the VIP membership. So basically you get the YL VIP and the Animal Wellness Center VIP put together, and that's platinum, okay? So it's pretty much the same perks, it's just that you have one payment, and right now that's $39.95 or $397, and then after that, then it'll go to $49.95 and or $497, which still allows you to save 20%. Now, the final option is the flash drives or the downloads. Now, there's some of you out here or out there who are looking for, and on a quick side note, Don, I'm going to bring you back in, or maybe this is another Don. There's some of you out there that are like, Barney, that's cool, but I don't really care. I don't want the online access. I don't want to, you know, have engagement with the community or have a Facebook group or have access to the presenters. I really just want the content. So this is pretty straightforward. It's, you know, you pay $197, and then you can either choose the flash drives or the digital downloads. And it's the same content. It just depends on, do you want a flash drive or do you want to go and download it all yourself? And typically we're finding that people that are out in the boonies, as I like to say, or they're out in the ranch, or they're on the farm, or they're out, you know, they have limited Wi-Fi or internet connection, or even limited data packages on their phone, and they don't want to be reliant on a cell phone connection and or Wi-Fi, then this is really the best option for you. The big upside to having the flash drive or the digital downloads is it's a one-time purchase. Once you have it, you have it. But I will tell you that you then are responsible for making sure that you download the content, get it on your computer. You know, you got to think about, okay, what happens to my computer if the computer crashes, or like some people buy the flash drives and then they have it and then they put it in their bookshelf or in their office and it goes, you know, disappears. We always recommend to make a backup copy. Like if you have your flash drive, put it on your computer and then use your flash drive for your little, like, take it wherever you go. And that is a big perk, okay? And having it, because then you have it forever. And that gives you the videos, the audios, and the transcripts. The big downside that I see, or at least that we see, is that you don't have the community, the Facebook group, and the VIP, or the, pardon me, the monthly mini masterclasses that are actually starting in January 2019. But not only that, the sharing of the content, because I don't know about you guys, but when you find something that's of value and you're listening to a presentation and you have, you know, I don't know, maybe a friend or a family member or a client or a team member, and you really just want to share that education with them, it makes it a little bit harder because you got to try to email the file, and it just, we really, our intention is that you purchase it and it's for your personal use. Doesn't mean that you couldn't lend your flash drive to a friend to maybe watch some of the presentations, but we would prefer and ask you not to allow people to go and download that onto their computer or copy the content. Now, some of you listening are like, well, I never even thought of that. I didn't even think of doing something like that. But we have had other people call in and say, hey, Jane Doe gave me their flash drive and said, here, just take it. You can copy all the content. And they're like, I didn't feel right about that, which I find very respectful and admirable. Just saying that they didn't feel right about it because they didn't pay for it and they didn't want to steal the content. Because the thing you got to remember is that for those of you who decide to jump on with us in the VIP or platinum membership, we really appreciate it. We appreciate you no matter what, but this is a lot of work that we do. I don't normally say this, but it's, you know, it's, even though we put it on free, it's not free to put on. So if you see the value and you can choose to invest in one of the packages, just keep that in mind, because that allows us to keep us, to continue to keep doing this free for those that really truly can afford it. And even people that can, that choose not to, that's okay. Our intentions are to serve you. And we really hope that you feel blessed and empowered with the information that you're learning or have learned. And really, it kind of takes the stress off your plate to not feel like the comment that comes up a lot is like, oh my gosh, I missed yesterday, or I missed out during the 2 weeks, or I got sick, or I had blah, blah, blah. It was American Thanksgiving, I think around when we were doing the summit. And then it was Black Friday and Cyber Monday, and it was just very busy. And so with the Platinum and or VIP option, it gives you the ability to just keep the learning going on throughout the year. And the VIPs that are with us, they're really loving it and really enjoying it. And so it's pretty neat, because in that way you don't have to feel that pressure to, like, you got to get everything in all at once. So, and by the way, any questions whatsoever, Elizabeth, I'm just going to, I see your comment here. So you're just saying that you're showing having access to all on your dashboard. How can you figure out what you have right now? So this is actually good. So I'm gonna log in and I'm gonna show you because it might appear as though you have access to everything on your dashboard, Elizabeth, but when you go to click through, you might not be able to. So anyway, so last thing that I want to pause and before I leave is that now that we know the difference between VIP and Platinum, what I can tell you is that on both of them, this is really the focal point is the VIP membership, but for those of you who are in Young Living, then you can go for the Platinum because it makes sense. So basically, to be 100% clear, these are subscriptions. We had people from last year, about out of 180 people, we had maybe about 10 that were got really frustrated because they're like, you charged my credit card and I didn't give you permission, and why the heck would you do that? I said, well, we didn't. It was just auto-renewed. It was set up to be auto-renewing. So just note that when you purchase the yearly, the best thing that you can do for your own bookkeeping and administrative kind of tracking duties is you just, if it's on December the 3rd, you just put a reminder in your phone next year, December the 3rd, or a couple of days before 2019, that you're going to have that same amount will go through on your credit card. And then if you decide not to for whatever reason, which some people don't, and that's totally okay. I mean, I think that you definitely will want to keep going. There's been very few people that decided not to keep going. But sometimes it's just really a lot of the times it's been finances. Things have changed, you know, job loss or spouse is not working. They don't have disposable income right now, or maybe they can't do yearly and they want to switch to monthly. So just know that that'll come up, and it's an auto-renewing membership, monthly or yearly. And the monthlies are never a problem. For most people, it's just that the yearly sometimes catches people off guard, even though we do send renewal reminders, okay? But basically, VIP, you get access in the members area and the app. So we have a mobile app that I'll just show you briefly. I didn't actually pull it up right on the call here tonight like I can, but I'm just going to show you briefly how this thing works. So what you do, you might not even be able to see it that well, but basically there's a video that explains you how to use it, but just bear with me for right now, okay? So basically you can see this account has access to more content, like with the Animal Wellness Summit, you'll just have 2 libraries once 2018's up there. But I'm going to click on the 2017 Animal Wellness Summit, and then all of the presentations are up there. So I want you to think about it long term when you're driving, walking the dog, mowing the lawn, doing the dishes, folding laundry, whatever you're doing around the house. You can listen, watch, and read. Typically, you're just going to listen when your body's busy but your mind's free. You can download the audio and the video to your phone so that you don't have to worry about being reliant on data. So you can download it to your device, and then when you're done with it, then you can just delete it off your device, but the app stays on your phone. But the coolest feature that we built into this thing was that, whoops, I have to actually click it. I'm going to hit the share button. I know that you guys are probably like, well, I can't barely even see that, Barney. But you just put in their first name, last name, and then their email, and then it sends them an email that once they click on the link contained within the email, it then gives them access for 48 hours to watch the presentation, and then you get notified, hey, Jane Doe just got that presentation you sent to them. So it's pretty cool. Basically, you have that perk all throughout the year, and it's pretty neat. So depending on what you do, whether you're a professional or if you are in Young Living or other type of a business where you want to share this information to benefit your business, it's huge. Or if you're just a really awesome person and you want to share with your family and your friends and other pet parents and animal lovers, it's really cool because it gives you the ability to do that. So you can share from the app, then you get access in the members area, and then the monthly mini master classes, which are member-driven content that is decided by you guys. That you there's already the VIPs have decided at least the first 3 months of the new year is coming up, and those are going to be 60 to 90-minute focused trainings on a very specific topic. So one is going to be with Brent Atwater on dealing with your pet or animal transitioning and dealing with that grief and how to properly process that, because I think that was probably one of the most popular lives we did during the summit, where there was probably about 150 or 160 people on asking for clarity about how they can kind of process their grief. And so that's just one topic as an example, that is going to be including your VIP membership. And if you decide, as an example, to not move forward with VIP, you can still purchase those master classes, those mini master classes for, I think they're going to be between 20 and 30 bucks. So then you can, if you're like, oh, that's a really good topic, I want to learn more about that, then you can purchase it a la carte, so to speak, or you can, meaning you can just decide which one you want. Okay, and then that's pretty much it. So it's pretty straightforward. Now what I'm going to do is, and by the way, any questions? I know, Elizabeth, that you had a question about your dashboard, but let me just pull this back up. So Christine, Colleen, Elizabeth, Linda, Vivian, or Vivian, if that's how you pronounce her name, and then Dawn. If any of you have questions, just put in the chat box or just go ahead and unmute yourself. And I'll do my best to keep an eye on if I see you unmute yourself so you can ask your question, okay? So now that we see that those are the three options, I hope that this is making sense for you. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you, like Elizabeth, move this over here, how to, when you get logged in, I've got too many windows open here for the Zoom. So when you go to get yourself logged in, you can go to fullcircleholistichealth.com/login, or the other easy way is to click on the link from your, that you have in your, that you have in your email, because you're going to need your username and your password. And then, or you can just go to animalwellnesssummit.com and then you click on member sign in and it'll take you to this page right here. So I'm going to sign in as my test account. So Elizabeth, I don't have your username and your password, so I don't know that I'll be able to show you tonight, but if you have any further questions, we can help you in the support desk, okay? And this is why when Barney does live trainings, make sure you remember her username and password, and you got to make sure you type it in correctly. So you can see what was happening there is that I didn't type it in correctly. Somebody else, I see it says owner's iPhone, so I don't know who you are, owner, but I just added you in. On a side note, I'm not really too sure why this Zoom meeting was set up that I had to add you in. I'll have to check with Jamie on that. And Sandy, just to let you know, welcome, and I just added you in as well. Usually when you join a Zoom meeting, it just adds you right in. So for the benefit of you, owner, I'm not sure what your name is, and Sandy, just any questions, put them in the chat box or unmute yourself and I'll answer them for you. So Elizabeth's question was, and keep in mind that you might be looking at the menu here, and this is not going to look the same for all of you, because this is my test account. And we use this, I use this for my team in Young Living. We use this for this membership site because I invested a significant amount of money to make your learning better. And so we use it for a couple different reasons. And so you might not see downloads, but if you have purchased the download permissions to one of the years, which by the way, when you're a VIP, you can actually just purchase the downloads for another $100. So if you go VIP, and it's $197, and you're like, hey, I want to buy those downloads because I want to download 2018 and or 2017. It's $100 for each year. So you get the perks of VIP, and then you have the option to consider the downloads. We've been asked the question before, well, why don't VIPs get the option to download? And the reason is because we just price it so that it's very affordable and budget friendly. Because if we packaged it as a downloads and everything, it'd probably be at least twice the price. But we wanted to give you a break, so keep that in mind. What you're going to do, let's my brain to stay focused on what Elizabeth was asking. Now, if this is what your dashboard looks like, and you see other trainings or other courses in here, depending on if you've attended one of our other events, the WILE Success Summit, you may or may not see these. Okay. So these are these are courses. Now, if you're a platinum member, this is what you're going to see. You're going to see 2017, 2018, the Annual Wellness Summit, and then you see 2015, 16, 17, 18 for the WILE Success Summit. Now, if I was Elizabeth and I was in my account, and let's just pretend for demonstration purposes that Elizabeth doesn't have access to, she only has the Animal Wellness Summit. If I click on the WILE Success Summit 2017, what's really neat about the way we set this up is that you can still click on the presentation or the days, and you can go through and you can see what all the trainings are. But then once you click on it, now my test account has access, so this is kind of a bad example. but I at least just wanted to show you that if you didn't have access to it, so let's click this next one, then it would just say, oopsies, you don't have access to this, okay? So see right there, this is what it would look like. So it would allow you to get in there and start watching if you had access. If you didn't, it would just say, it would take you back to the oopsies page and say you don't have access to this. So that's pretty much the gist of it, Elizabeth. I hope that answers your question, but also for the rest of you to see how this all works. And then the members area right here. So you scroll down. Jamie put this here because people were logging in and then just sitting here and they weren't scrolling down, and people were like, I'm logged in, but I can't see the presentations. Where are they? And I only chuckle because I would never insinuate that I'm making fun of anybody, but we do our best to make it as user-friendly as possible. But there's a joke in the technology world that no matter how user-friendly you think as the designer or the brain behind these systems, as user-friendly as you make them, you'll be surprised when you see people going through them. And so we're learning a lot. So we really do appreciate your valuable feedback. Now, as a VIP and a Platinum member, you'll still be able to get in here. And so, like, let's say on Alicia's, so this is available to you all throughout the year. Now, keep in mind, you don't have to use the app. There's some members that don't even, they're like, yeah, whatever. Like, I know that it's cool, but I don't really care about the app, because I, as in the member, can go on my iPad, I can go on my computer, I can go on my phone right here, and you can log in because it's mobile friendly or mobile responsive. So that means when the viewport is decreased or narrowed down, like on the screen to view the content on there is much smaller on my phone than it is on my MacBook that I'm on. But it's very mobile friendly. And we've set it up so that you have the audio. As most of you know, the audios, we had a little bit of an issue with some of the audio files. But then here you can go through, and then you can just go on your phone. And this is what I really like. When you put your headphones on, you're out to take the dog out for a walk, or you're folding the laundry, doing the dishes, whatever you're doing, working out. Sometimes when I'm exercising, I'll put my headphones on, I'll go, and then I'll hit play, and then I'll just shut my phone off. So it's still playing in the background. And then it kind of ties into your media player on your mobile device. And what's neat about that is that when you're driving and you put a headset on that's appropriate in your state and or country, because I know some places you can't put headsets on, that has to be on Bluetooth, but that you can listen. And we found that the majority of people, who, as nice as some of these presentations are, they're like, I didn't even really watch. I just listened because I was getting dinner ready, I was getting the kids ready for bed, or you were doing whatever people were doing. But we found that the listening is one of the highest methods or mediums that are being chosen for people to engage and listen. So my point with bringing this up for you guys is to just show you that you can listen, watch, and read within the members area. And I know that not all of the transcripts are ready during the live launch. We are working towards that goal next year, but it is the timelines. We need a lot more timelines, lengthened timelines before the summit starts in order to get all of the content edited and then get it transcribed and then get it edited again. So it takes some time. So that's how you do that. Now, the other thing is this FCEO training and downloads. You probably won't see this in your account. And then you go to coaching calls. So this is what's really cool. Now, sometimes this catches people off guard, but the coaching calls, and when I say off guard, it's because when you go to the menu, sometimes it looks like that AWS coaching calls doesn't appear. But what's neat about this is that we have now added this up to, for me, if we're not having more people waiting to get added in, I think we're good. Okay, so we've had people, what was I saying? The VIPs, before these calls were specifically reserved for the VIPs. And so our intention was to provide that value of having weekly coaching so that you could jump on live. If you couldn't jump on live, you could submit your questions, and then we would ask your question on the call, and then it would be recorded, and then it's put in the members area. And what we found is that the VIPs were just like, this is just amazing. Like there's such amazing content, and additional nuggets of wisdom being shared in these calls, and it's kind of a shame that we're the only ones that get the benefit by that. So it was a unanimous decision to say, hey, let's open these all up. We are working towards making these all available on the YouTube, our YouTube account, and they're more than likely going to be on like a Facebook Live. But I wanted to keep them more like audio, so it listens better, because sometimes Facebook Lives can be really boring. But if you keep it in focused and tight and not too much ums and ahs and in-betweens, then it listens really well. But we are also going to be making this area, right now, this is a members area, like it's protected by, you have to be logged in order to see these, but we are working towards making the coaching call area. So make sure you're listening to this. All of these coaching calls will be made available to the public, which means you can take that link there and then you can send it to a friend and say, hey, Susie, you've got to go listen to this call, like go listen to 18.38 or the call 18.34 with Brent Atwater or with Carol Commodore, or you could just click on it like this, take that link and send it to a friend. Right now you can't because it's in behind closed doors, so to speak. But that's that. So that's that. Now the thing that we added then, in addition to, so now that that's available, we certainly didn't want any VIPs thinking, well, hey, you added this, but now everybody gets it for free. Like, what gives? And we haven't had any formal complaint, so to speak, because when I was thinking about this, I'm like, well, if I was a VIP member, how would I feel about that? And I was doing more research and study in the marketing world and realized that these these master classes or short little focused trainings are becoming a lot more popular because we're all busy and we just are looking for specific types of information. And so we thought, well, why don't we make these monthly mini master classes exclusive to the VIPs? And so there will be another training tab over here that will allow you to jump in and then participate. So you'll be able to participate live if it's a live one, and then if not, then you just go in and you can get your masterclass training. So just to briefly recap, because I see there's a couple questions, is that when you're VIP, you get access to the members area, the app, and then also the Facebook group, which I haven't shown you yet, but basically it's just a private members only Facebook group. And frankly, sometimes the group's very quiet. There's times when people don't want to ask questions or they wait for other people to ask questions. And we're working on that this year to have more engagement. When we post content, we're finding that the majority of the community is definitely in the members area, but also in the live weekly coaching calls. So it's pretty neat. And I'm going to save a quick announcement about our AWS live event at the end of the short little training here, which, by the way, I'm pretty much done my little spiel, so to speak. But here you can see the rest of the coaching calls. I'll come back up to the dashboard, and this is where you can see all of your trainings. And then you'll be able to access everything from there, or you can click on summits and choose which one you'd like to go through. So let me see this here. Okay, so Elizabeth is saying that you have access back to 2015. So Elizabeth, you might still have access, and in fact, if you do, I'm curious. We'd have to check your account. It could be a glitch. It could mean that you still have been given access by the system, unbeknownst to us, or you could very well be. I feel like you might be, because I recognize your name. I know we've talked on the phone before. But you could be, well, I think you might be a YL Success Summit VIP member, or an SSA VIP, which is our Success Summit app. But if not, then either way, we'll take a look at your account. And if you can, it might show that you have access like I just demonstrated here, but you might not be able to actually click through. If you can, then good on you. I guess you've got access, and we'll have to take a look. So Colleen, so if you're listening on your iPad, would I need to be where there's internet access to get it? So good question. Yes, you would. Now, what you can do though, okay, so let me be clear, Colleen. Are you asking about the app, or are you asking about the members area? Because if you are asking about the members area, or on here, this is the members area, so you have to be in a web browser. There is one little quick trick for you. I'll show you. So let's say that you want to, what this goes for any of the presentations or any of the content, but I'm gonna pick a coaching call. So let's say I click on play here and I want to listen to Elizabeth Priddle. I feel like something's not right with that. Yeah. And I have to talk to Jamie. Something's not right with that link because it's at 0 time. And this one. Okay, so that's not good either. Let me go back to 2018. You know what? This stuff happens. If you guys see a bug or a glitch, you just need to let us know. We're not perfect, but we will remedy the situation in the shortest period of time. But sometimes links break and just weird things happen. So here I can click on, so I'm listening to Alicia, so bear with me here because this is in response to Colleen. So Colleen, if you watch,
the missing link in dog training,
you're going to see
how
that
your
file
dog's body
download.
is affecting their behaviors. This is dog training
and
from the inside
I'm kind
out.
of shocked. I feel like that file should load faster, but it depends on your internet connection. I have a lot going on right now, so it might be a little bit slow. But you can actually let it so that it'll download the whole way. Then you can take your iPad and you can listen to it because the file is technically downloaded. And as long as you don't refresh the page, it allows you to do that. But if you're on an iPad and you're a VIP member, the app does work on the iPad, by the way. So what you can do is, let's just bear with me for a second. If Colleen is saying, hey, and Colleen, I don't know if you messaged back already yet. If you can, Colleen, if you're still there, let me know if you were talking about the app or our members area. Now, I understand that you might not be able to see this very clearly, but just bear with me. Let's say this is the presentation that she wants to listen to. She just goes to it on her phone. And well, my internet must be slow tonight because it normally doesn't take that long. But then I can go here and click on download audio, okay? Now, you might not be able to see this, but it's, with the glare and stuff, it's super hard to see. Yeah, it's not going to work, but it is downloading there. And as soon as it's done, it'll say file downloaded. Then I can go to the app and you can go to downloads, and then you can turn your phone off and you can turn like airplane mode on. So here it says, right? So there it says audio file was saved. So I can go back to the menu and I can go to downloads and I'll see that file is there. I can click on it. And then I can I'm not going to right now, but I can shut my phone off or put it in airplane mode, and then I can listen to it. So if you're going on a cross-country trip, or if you're at work and you don't have Wi-Fi, you can download them to your device. You just go through. That took about like 30 seconds. So that one's downloaded, good to go. Okay, I want to download this one, this one, this one, this one, maybe 4 or 5 for the week. Download them to your device. You get to your destination. You turn your phone off so you don't have Wi-Fi, you don't have a cellular connection. Plug in your headphones like my mom. I did this for my mom right before she went. My 63-year-old wonderful mother, Tilly, who's in Florida right now. My dad stayed home. She went down to go get their trailer ready for the year. They have a trailer down in, oh goodness, I can't remember now. It's like Southwest Florida, like right down there. But she wanted to listen on the airplane. So then I helped her and downloaded like 15 presentations. And she just messaged me when she got down there and said, this was great. It worked perfect. I could listen to them. I could pause. And then the only thing is you got to make sure you remember where you left off where you left off. Okay. So Colleen, I hope that you're still here and I answered your question because I haven't heard back from you yet. So you can just type in the chat box in response to that. So, and I hope that the rest of you found that helpful. So, okay. So Colleen, yeah, you said the presentations, but what I was asking is, were you asking about when you said, if I'm listening on my iPad, would I need to be where there's internet access to get it? The answer was, if you're on the members area, you do need internet access, but if not, and you're using the app, then you don't need to if you do what I just told you there, okay? So Vivian saying, I have a VIP subscription, received emails for the Animal Wellness Summit, but just couldn't find the time. How can I see the videos for the Animal Summit? I have access to the Wild Success Summit and 2015 to 2018. So, okay. Oh, so Vivian, you have access to YL Success Summit, but not to the Animal Wellness Summit. So you would just need to contact us and we can help you out with that. But right now, the free version is gone. So there's two. You have either VIP Wild Success Summit or the Animal Wellness Summit VIP. And if you're interested, depending on where you are, so like let's say you're paying $14.95 for your VIP membership, which, by the way, if those of you who are a VIP member are ready for the Wild Success Summit, you can reach out to us and we can help you because basically we take what you've paid and we put it towards your platinum membership as a credit. So I hope that helps, Viviane. I know that you asked that question and it took me a little bit to get to. And by the way, if you don't want to ask a question on here live, sometimes people don't. They're like, I'll just wait. And so, Viviane, what I would recommend that you would do, let me just pull this up back over here for a second, is sometimes people get on here and they're like, I don't want to ask my question. I'll wait till hopefully somebody else asks. But I just want to make myself available because sometimes doing this can alleviate 10 to 15 emails, which could be like 2 hours in savings for Jamie, which not about saving the time. It's just I want to make sure you guys feel, wow. So I want to make sure that you can get your questions answered in a timely manner. And by the way, if you put in a support ticket today, you emailed us, called us, and we haven't yet got back to you, I just want to say thank you in advance for your patience, and we will get to you. So if it's tomorrow or the next day, we go by the date on your support ticket. So if you email us in today, and if you're stressing out that you can't get it done tonight, just email us in and say, hey, I want to buy this or this. You just email support@fullcircleholistichealth.com, and we'll just reply one of the emails that you're getting from us at the summit, and then we will process it for you. We're pretty good like that, but we do try to honor the deadlines because then it just doesn't work. So Viviane, I hope that explains it for you, but I'll just give you an example. So let's say that you're a monthly member and you're paying $14 or $19.95. You would just add on the additional amount for Platinum. And if you're a Wild Success Summit member, then so if you, let's say that I'm just going to use a pretend example. If Viviane had did the yearly at $197, we would actually just take the difference and give that as a credit to her, or pardon me, take the amount that she's already paid and put it as a credit towards the Platinum membership. But right now, the pricing that we were offering to the VIPs for the Young Living Summit is $297. So if Viviane only paid $197, she'd only have to pay $100 to upgrade, and then that's the price that everybody else pays if you're joining right now, because we wanted to give our current customers a bit of an incentive to do so. So I hope that makes sense, Viviane. And Colleen said yes. Okay, thank you. And Dawn, I know you messaged me privately, Dawn, but I'm going to answer this because I think somebody else is going to have this question. Okay, good question. So if I sign up for the monthly billing, can I cancel at any time, or am I still committed for a full year? That's a great question. So it is an annual membership, but I will tell you this. If you're really not happy, we're not going to force you to fill out the rest, fulfill the rest of the 12 months. We just always encourage people to take part in it, that if you've been able to see what you like what you see, I'd like to say that I think I'm pretty cool. We're very easy to get along with, and we're going to build and grow. So for whatever reason, if something happens, then you can contact us. I can't say for sure that we will allow that, but we have been known to do that because basically it is a year-long membership. So you just pay the $20. But of course, if something, like an emergency happens or a crisis or something, then we can certainly work with you on that. But at the end of the day, to be very frank, I've had members that just said, hey, like this and this came up, or I just don't want to use it. Kind of like a gym membership. I've had clients come out and say, hey, I just, I'm not using my membership. I want a refund for the last, 4 months. And I'm like, well, I called my insurance agent and I asked him the same question. I didn't drive my motorcycle, but he kind of laughed and said, well, you pay for it. Like, if you didn't use it, it's not our problem. I was much nicer about it than he was, and that's actually what he said. But basically, our encouragement to you is to make sure that you do use it. And we have points of engagement to help you. So the Facebook group, the weekly coaching calls, the monthly mini masterclasses, and then getting access to the training content. So I'm 100% confident that you'll enjoy it and want to keep going. We offer the monthly. We were debating on that because we thought sometimes that comes up. But the question, but usually we thought, well, we'll just do it, and it's a one pay. You pay for the whole year, and then we just had people requesting for the monthly, so that's why we offered it. And the other thing is, quite frankly, if we can't work with you, we've always been able to, but we've had some people that just don't answer their emails, and some things happen, and then they just end up putting a hold in their credit card or something, or they cancel their credit card or something happens. So, I mean, ultimately, I just know that if you don't really want something, you're not going to keep going and paying for it. But our intention is to make this clear for you, is that if you do choose the monthly option, that we do ask you to uphold the 12-month payments, because it's not like it's a significant amount of money, especially when we look at the return that you're going to get. Okay, I know it's not like 50 cents for the month, but it's well worth its amount. So I hope that answers your question, Don. Great question, by the way. And okay, so Linda, this one, I think this is the last one. And then any other questions for those of you who jumped on late? Well, not necessarily late, but anybody else after. I think the majority of you have been here the whole time. So Linda, you're asking, do I understand that we received both the Animal Summit and the Wild Success Summit, the VIP membership? I would say yes if you said the Platinum membership, okay? But the answer is no with the VIP membership. So right here, you can see in the description there that just says unlimited access to all summit presentations. So 115, that's for the Animal Wellness Summit there on the left, that's the VIP. And then if you look over on the middle part, it says unlimited access to all summit presentations, 340 from 2015 to 2018. And then, so the next bullet point is actually a little bit more clear, where it says immediate access to all 340 presentations, includes all 4 years of the Wild Success Summit and 2 years of the Animal Wellness Summit. So that's where it's really, it is a great bang for your buck. But the VIP membership is specific to the Animal Wellness Summit, because we have people who are just like, hey, that's cool that you're into Young Living, but we're not. We just want the Animal Wellness Summit. Okay, great, you do that. And then we have people who are like, hey, I'm an essential oiler. I love the oils. I'm building my business, doing my thing. I don't care about my, no, okay, I don't care. But I'm not, I don't see the value, or it's not of interest to me to do the Animal Wellness Summit membership. We're like, okay, no problem. But there is quite a number of you that there's a great crossover, and that's why we offer the Platinum membership. It may not be for everybody, but it's there for those that want it. And it's by surprise, I'll be honest, I wasn't really sure. I was like, wow, it's going to be, that's going to be like $400 or $500 a year. We've had some of the people like, it's totally worth it, totally see it. At least 8 VIPs right now that they said they've calculated up how much they've saved in the advice that they've been given, and they're well over $2,000 or $3,000 because there's been a lot that they've been able to just message one of the presenters or put something in the group, and then they went through a presentation again and they were able to work through something. So really that's our intention. Our intention is that you get access to our communities. We keep building and growing. And keep improving, and that if you could save yourself one, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that whatsoever, of course, but I think that if you could save yourself at least one vet visit and or decrease some of the other expenditures that you might be spending that could be alleviated by having some more clarity and a better sense of empowerment about better decisions that you can make, it's definitely well worth that, right? So Linda, okay, good. So I'm glad that I answered your question there, Linda. And Vivian, so great. I think I answered all the questions. So this is good. So if you guys think that I did a good job, let my boss know. And a side note, that's just me. This is where you should be laughing right now. And let me know, because then I get a raise and that I did a good job. And if not, then you keep your opinions to yourself, and then we can have a great old time together. But the last thing I wanted to show, actually I can't show you anything. I partially put a little white lie there. But what I'm going to tell you is that we have a live event coming. And thank you, Elizabeth. She said I did a good job. And good on you, Elizabeth. So just let us know, okay, if whatever's going on there, then we can get you sorted out. But you might have access to the other trainings, but we'll see if you're a VIP for the Young Living Summit, then you should have access to everything. And if not, then technically you shouldn't. So thanks for letting us know either way. So last thing I'm going to share with you, and then we're going to wrap up, because I'm sure you guys have other things you got to do other than just to sit here and listen to me yak. is that we're doing a live event coming in Ontario. It's happening in Ontario, 2019. So here's what I can tell you. All I can tell you is that by very interesting circumstances, I just so happened to, I say that as a bit of a joke, because it wasn't just so happened to, it was very purposeful. Dr. Susan Beal, who is a DVM, originally from Elmira, Ontario, which is where my fitness club was, and I still have my office there for my marketing company. She just messaged through the support desk, said, hey, I see that your emails are signatured in Elmira. Are you really in Elmira, Ontario? And I said, yeah. And she's like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. We have to meet and have a coffee. I'm like, okay. I'm like, who the heck are you? I didn't say that to her, but I'm thinking in my mind, I'm like, who is this person? And then she'd been in the States for about 17 years or so, I don't know, for a fairly long time. And she was the president of the HVMA. Some of you may be familiar with this, but it's if I remember correctly, it's the Holistic Veterinary Medical Association. It's a big governing body that helps to kind of oversee, I think, DVMs or doctors of veterinary medicine. And so she's a really cool lady, and it was really bizarre. It was like we are re-meeting again after like 10 years of not seeing each other, and totally hit it off. And we ended up then having breakfast on the weekend. And I told her about my vision for wanting to do a live event, because I hear the like kind of rumblings from some of you VIP members and free members are saying, hey, this is great, this is awesome, but it's the online stuff is awesome, but I mean, there's still something missing. So we're going to be doing a live event. That's all I can tell you. And what I can tell you is it's going to be a 2-day event. It's going to be Ontario, Canada. So for those of you from the States, make sure you get your passports. If you're from anywhere else, get your passports. If you're from Canada, you're good to go. And it's totally cool up here. We're really awesome. And by the way, if you're American, it's great for you guys coming to Canada. The ticket price will be in US dollars because our marketing company is in the US. I shouldn't say that. We're in Canada, but everything is priced in the US because most of our customers are in the US. But it's going to be really awesome. And Susan has worked with a lot of organizations to run fairly big time events. And there's going to be a couple hundred people, could be 100 people, could be 400 people that are going to be at this event. And all I can tell you is that the price point is going to be anywhere between $100 to $300, and because we don't know yet. But that it's going to be a 2-day live event, and there's going to be hands-on training, demonstrations, lectures, seminars, workshops. There'll be like a little vendor event there. So what I'm curious about right now, for those of you who are still listening to me, I'm not asking you to commit. I'm just asking just so I can get a bit of a feel, because when I said this on a Facebook group, Facebook Live, there was about 15 or 20 people that said, yes, oh my goodness, absolutely, positively. So my question to you as a wrap-up here is, if we held a live event, and is that something that would interest you? Or are you kind of like, yeah, whatever, like I don't really care, like I get lots from online and watching YouTube and being a VIP member or whatever. But let me know if that's something you'd be of interest in coming, and just put in the comments. And either way, we've heard from enough people that we know that it would be of interest. So as an example, Elizabeth says, I don't think so. Linda says that would be awesome. So either way, we're going to put it out there, and we're going to see how much the interest actually is. And it's going to be pretty neat, because then what we're going to be doing is having probably about 80% of the presenters at the live event are going to be from the Animal Wellness Summit. And it's just going to be called AWS Live, or Animal Wellness Summit Live. And if we're going to do this in the spring, then the intention is that we would do it again in 2020. So then we'd have the live event in the spring, and then the online event in the fall. And that's the vision. The vision is for us to keep growing together, supporting you guys. And I feel very grateful to be of service, and feeling on purpose, and you could say being sent or attracting people like Susan to work with, because she's going to be the event manager or project manager to help us organize this whole thing. And we're pretty excited, because I think that there is great that we can stay in the comfort of our home. Like my girls are all sleeping right now, and I can be on the phone or on the Zoom call with you guys. But I also think there's something about, like, shaking hands, giving each other hugs, like doing a fist bump or a hip like bump, like, okay, maybe you're like, oh, I don't want you to touch me, don't even get close. But like, just like having some human contact, and bringing, I think that your pets, if you have your dogs, if you travel with them, you'll be able to bring them along with you. because we're going to be doing some training, hands-on stuff. Of course, the horses, you're probably not going to bring your horses and probably not your cats, so probably most of you who have dogs. But I think that it's just going to be really fun, and we're really excited about that. So more details are going to be coming, but Lisa, I know you're just jumping on. The rest of you, Colleen, Dawn, Elizabeth, Linda, and I think Vivianne and a couple other people, if you have to jump off, then that's totally cool. And yes, and that's pretty much it. So what I'm doing, Lisa, just give me 1 second, then if you can hear me, if you have any questions, you can ask them or you can type them in. And Dawn's saying possibly depending on the length of the summit and the cost, and if there are enough lectures I'm interested in. I like the face-to-face much better for sure. So totally, 100%, I agree with you, and that's why we're gonna put that out there. So I can't see this here. Yeah, so anyway, so that's a live event. So I was just talking about the live event, and I don't know if Lisa, if that's you that just came on now, I can see somebody on the screen there, but I can't actually see who it is. See that you have your video turned on. But yeah, that's what we're doing. We're, you know, just and we're going to see how it goes. It might be really successful, and the plan is that we'll follow through and do it every year, and maybe not. So in closing, I'll just say that you have about 3 hours to decide if you would like to join as a VIP. I guess technically you have longer than 3 hours. If you want to wait another week, then you can. Oh, and I think that was you, Dawn. I saw you had your video on there for a second. You can wait for another week or 2 weeks or a month. You're just going to pay a little bit more, and that's sometimes you have to do that in life. If it's not in the books right now, then you got to wait till later. We're probably going to reopen up in January, February again for enrollment again. And that's it, guys. So if you're not thinking for whatever reason of joining, and I believe in divine timing, so if now's not the time for you, then so be it. But I just ask you to really consider, I know that there comes a point where it's like there could be all these things that you could be doing, or maybe you're part of other memberships or groups, and it's just look at where you can invest that money or your money to get a good return, and really engage. When you join, you know, if you just want to sit back, then that's totally fine. But if you want to get into the Facebook group and get on the calls and ask your questions, just really engage, and you're going to get more than your money's worth from your investment. And the last thing is that if you're not thinking, as I said before, about joining for whatever reason, then what you can do is fill out that survey. So it was sent out in an email earlier today or maybe yesterday. Just fill out that post-summit survey, and even if you are thinking of joining, you weren't a paying member before, but now you are considering being, or you're going to be a VIP, still fill that out, because we really do take your feedback to heart. We can't act on everybody's suggestions, but we really do like to take the information and the feedback and then do something with it so we can make it better and better. So I am going to unshare my screen, and I'm going to stop the recording.